some of us were expecting legislation to be laid this week. Instead, we've had a statement from the Foreign Secretary saying that she is going to place legislation if there is no agreement with the European Union. I think it's probably a last-ditch attempt to say to the European Commission, we are going to put this legislation down unless you work with us to find solutions. And I suppose the frustrating thing for those of us who were involved in the Brexit negotiations after 2016 is that things that are being talked about now, Darren, such as trusted trader, such as a green channel, such as alternative arrangements, were all things that were put forward at the time, but were dismissed by the European Union as unicorn thinking. You may recall that phrase at the time. So that's the frustration, that we're now actually having to move to that situation. And of course, that should have been the situation all along. There was no need for an Irish sea border. These issues could have been dealt with using technology, using risk assessments, and it looks as if that's the direction of travel now for the government. I welcome that, and I look forward to seeing the legislation when it comes out so that we can then move forward and have power sharing again in Northern Ireland.
Do you think there's a sense, Arlene, that maybe the EU are willing to move on this? We've heard from Simon Coveney, haven't we, in the last couple of days, the Irish Foreign Minister, seeming to suggest, that there is a recognition that the protocol is not working as well as it could or should be. Do you think the EU might move to a position to compromise?
No, I don't, unfortunately, Darren, because we've been here now for 18 months. For 18 months, the government has been saying that there has been a problem. In July of last year, our government published a paper, a command paper, which set out our proposals. Sometimes I'm amused to hear European members saying that they don't know what the UK is looking for. It's there in black and white in the command paper in July of last year. David Frost brought that forward. Then since the Foreign Secretary has been in primacy for the negotiation, she has been trying to negotiate with the European Commission and isn't getting anywhere. And that was clear from her statement today, that she felt that there was no desire from the European Commission to move ahead. They haven't sought a renewed mandate because, of course, Maros Sefcovic, who is the negotiator on behalf of the European Commission, does so on behalf of all of the European states, and he has given a mandate by those states. And at present, there has been no change to that mandate. So they're not serious about looking for changes to deal with the damage that is happening in Northern Ireland. And it looks like the UK government, which of course is sovereign in Northern Ireland, is going to have to act. And I thought it was interesting that the Institute of Economic Affairs published a paper just yesterday saying that looking at the economic damage, looking at the societal damage, that they believe that the United Kingdom government has the right to act unilaterally under the terms of the protocol, which of course allows for that action if there's a diversion of trade and if there's societal and economic damage. So while some people are asking the question, how can you sign a treaty and then reject it? Actually, the protocol itself makes space for changes to the protocol, and that's very clear if anybody cares to read the very detailed protocol that's there.
And just very finally and quickly, Arlene, if you can, what would you say to those within government and indeed some Conservative MPs who are worried that, at the end of the day, this could lead to a trade war with the EU at a time when we're hearing, of course, from the Bank of England and others about just how desperate things are for the British economy?
Well, I think that is a very important question. And when you look at the World Trade, the WTO rules, it's very clear that you can only take proportionate action. And of course, if the EU takes proportionate action, they won't be taking any action at all because there's no risk to the single market. I think the Foreign Secretary has made that very clear, that her proposals will bring about protection of the Belfast Agreement and the single market. And that's done, as I say, through those various measures: trusted trader, green channels, alternative arrangements, using risk, using technology, which of course should have been the route that was adopted right from the start.